There we go. Good boy.
I forgot, what game is this? What's happening after this? This is the decider, and then for these two teams, and then
it's the third place match. Team Naked
Okay.
Fanatics versus whoever loses this one. And after the third place match is obviously the grand final.
Yay.
So we have done the first match in approximately 50 minutes, but that was 2-0. And this match is not a 2-0, but it's still going quite fast. So I think we'll go to do some interviews after this battle.
Okay.
As people around, let the teams prepare, figure out what they'll be doing for the second part of the tournament. And the second part will be
the teams that are deploying very spread around. That's interesting deployment.
Alright, somewhere in the corner. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm watching from the perspective of Team Royal Spartans. The overlay is set up correctly, which is very good. So Team Royal Spartans is pushing heavily into the forest and into the watchtower area with some cavalry coming to the middle, as well as some archers and protected by heavy infantry to the middle. So they're spread between middle and watchtower. And watchtower has already been captured.
Cobb just got the tower. Oh, and he saw all of them. Cobb just ninja the tower and saw the entire Spartan team, Royal Spartans.
Half of it, because the other half is going through the middle.
I guess. Yeah. Well, the Praetorians are all waiting at the center. They're all forming up their lines.
Spotted all there, but Red Duke, they didn't manage to get any shot at him. He just got hunted, but no shots have been shot. So it's still 0-0 damage. So yeah, Team Royal Spartans have now spotted every single unit apart from one on the Team Praetorians team. So Jacob is now trying to do the same for his team. And I imagine he succeeded. There's one cavalry hidden in the forest that he spotted probably before.
It looks like the Praetorians are safer now. I think they've learned that they didn't really properly defend their archers, and I think the idea now is to play it safer. But we shall see.
Thermopylae is a very good map to camp. I just hope that won't be the case. But yeah, one thing that I've learned from random battles when team has set up camps is that you can dismantle camps, but you need a very, very high level of coordination. This is something that Team Royal Spartans can certainly do, but this will also be a very coordinated defense. So it seems like we are going to see a very coordinated defense versus a very coordinated attack, which is all about the coordination. There we go. First bat for Team Praetorians, which means Team Royal Spartans has to attack now, or at least get a man advantage in some way. Looks like Team Praetorians is just going to camp around their base. Oh, there we go, a barrage into Bojacob, and now the advantage is on Team Royal Spartans. And Team Royal Spartans, what they can do now is just pull back towards their own base. It's like, hey, we have man advantage, you come to us. But we'll see if that will happen. That was a very good barrage. Flat trajectory is pretty much undodgeable. You can dodge some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah, I think he did okay though, considering how much he got shot. Cobb did decently okay.
Yeah, it looks like there will be a duel, arch duel between Barosh and Ravis. They're trying to fill each other out. If someone can outplay it. There is a potential for outplay, a very huge potential for outplay, because Barosh gives you 10% range, and they also have strain, so that's 20% range that you can gain in an instant. And you won't shot every single arrow of your Barosh, but you can just catch someone off guard if you do it properly. But that requires a lot of skill. Not every player from the very top of archer players can do that. But
King Nikolai is going forward yet again. I think his itch for combat is just getting to him, and he's like, we need to do something.
His missile block is 112, so even if he gets hunted, that's minus 10. He's still 102 missile block, so that won't matter for him, so he's safe to push. And the thing is interesting though, if you're ever forced to pull back and expose your back, once you see the volley coming your way, you can just turn around in an instant, so that's not an issue for the studios to really pull back.
It looks like the Praetorians are slowly moving out. they're making very sure that they're defending their archers. Their melee infantry is like synced up 100% with their archers.
Yeah, but I would much rather see a battle in this area rather than around their base. There we go, some shots from Vrabis.
Wow.
Into Barush.
And I think he got it.
Yeah.
He got it.
Barush needs to respond, and his Barush needs to deal more damage to Vrabis right now. But Dr. Scott is also in a position to punish Barush, and that's just a 2v1 archer duel right now that Barush is getting himself into.
Let's see, do they pull it off?
He's going for it. Dr. Scott doesn't respond, he's getting flat Barush.
Oh, that's a good that's a good barrage.
Yeah, that's a good response. So it's still even. There's slight advantage, 50% for 8%.
Why didn't he just shoot back?
50 points. Yeah, but Dr. Scott just failed.
Praetorians are now spreading around yet again. The trooper is trying to scout for them. They're doing so much maneuvering, it's incredible. They're so heavily structured. I think they need a little bit more freedom. I think
we have now Dardas punishing Rabis for repositioning. I think Rabis' barrage just isn't off cooldown yet, but he managed to dodge most of it, like 90%. Just barely got scratched, which is good for Rabis.
Cavalry players are duking around the battlefield at the back of the base. Red Duke just charged with Bajkov in the
we have
base of Royal.
Cavalry duel. Looks like Red Duke is slightly winning it, but he's one is right now. He's pulling off his third unit. But one very interesting thing is that Praetorians decided to camp around their base, but Team Royal Spartans managed to get the man advantage, which means Team Praetorians has to push towards them now. And they have the entire forest, they have secured the watchtower, so they have now huge advantage.
Barrage!
Yeah, it is very hard. It is very hard for Team Praetorians to push into Team Royal Spartans now, so they just have a huge positional advantage that they are using to their best ability.
But they should push now. Their cavalry is the enemy cavalry was all engaged with Jacob. They need to sync up. When they need to sync up these attacks, and they're not really pulling it off. When Jacob is countering the enemy cavalry, the Praetorians need to also follow up because they can expose their archers, and they're not.
But both cavalry forces, both cavalry players are just cancelling each other. So Jacob can't really commit because Reduk is just chasing him and not allowing him to charge into the back of his team. And if he ever does that, he'll just get sandwiched. So if Jacob can find a sneaky charge into Royal Spartans archers, he can turn the tides of the battlefield, but it will be very hard for him.
Barrage happening yet again on Vrabis. Man, Vrabis has been getting barrage all day long.
Yeah, he's nearly dead. Dardias, meanwhile, is almost full HP. But he used Strain for it.
He replied back.
So, Dardias used Strain, which is minus 50% speed, which means he cannot dodge efficiently enough. But now he's hiding in the forest, losing the vision. Is he hunted? No, he wasn't hunted, so he will be now hidden in the forest. He can respond back.
Yeah. Dr. Scott is playing very, very defensively. These guys need to...
Look, Dardias is now separated, completely separated, but there's no cavalry nearby to punish him for it.
Yeah.
Because the cavalry is now somewhere behind the enemy lines.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is while the cavalry is engaged, they have this freedom to roam around into very dangerous positions and now get punished for it. Jacob is coming around. He seems to be falling back and trying to help his team.
Yeah, I don't know. They've realized that Bojacob can't be there because he'd been seen last time a long time ago. So yeah, he made
the trooper is fighting and got completely routed in the woods by Folksman.
Yeah, they try to do something because they have to do something. They try to catch Darkdust's archers off guard, but Team Royal Spartans was prepared for that. They managed to turn their own mistakes into a perfect bait. So now that they're dealing with the trooper and Bojakop's cavalry, they're also sucking in the enemy team towards the middle, and I can see a pincer maneuver happening very soon.
Definitely. And I think that the Praetorians are relying way too much on their range players, which are not putting up a proper fight. So they need to be aggressive.
Yeah, we've seen on the first battle on Rubicon that they have won that their Roman infantry is very, very powerful when they manage to chain their abilities properly with Caesar and Sulla buffs and debuffs. If they can do it properly,
they're fighting.
Their infantry can still win it. Yeah.
SUNTZU and Dean Trooper have caught Bramdan in the center, and King Nikolai is following up with the charge. That's going to be a wipeout for that unit.
Yeah, Royal Spartans are now losing their infantry heavily, and Fogsmen won't be as effective in this area as heavy infantry.
The pincering maneuver is happening, exactly what you're saying. So the rest of the Royal team has come out of the woods and is going to flank right into the back of the Praetorians. So let's see.
Those are fast, so they're able to punish them very fast. But if they'll manage to, I think it's a little bit maybe too late. Team Praetorians have still chance to turn it around for them. But Dardas just got charged by Bojacob. So Dardas is dead pretty much. There's still Barosh with 2 full HP archers, now doing some good friendly fire. Red Duke is chasing off Bojacob, and he got a very good charge. Not perfect, but yeah, Bojacob managed to dodge a little bit of it.
I think the Praetorians might just pull this back. I think they dug up and they're fighting it out. And SUNTZU just went back to defend Tedide, and they're doing good.
Yeah, but if Nikolaj just lost his vengeance. I mean, he will lose it soon. There's no way he can keep vengeance going.
Look at Tedide. Look at how much damage Tedide is doing. If by any miracle, Baj...
He's getting focused by archers now, so he won't be alive for much. And Team Royal Spartans have the ability to kite. They have light.
Cavalry is going to catch the Tidera. Yeah, Red Duke is going to catch him.
That's going to be a huge advantage. Oh, does he definitely doesn't have charge?
I think he missed it.
It could have been also Vichy that prevented him, but he's not Vichy now.
Yeah.
But it's still a punish. It's still a heavy punish. They have
the archers are doing time. The archers, I think, are the killer. Kazhov needs to come back and mess up the archers. He's still fighting the enemy cavalry. That's not good. He's supposed to mess up the archers.
Bojacob is still 3 of his units. I think he will win the duel with Red Duke. It looks very close. Yeah, that charge, I think, have settled it. He should win this duel, but it won't be a lot of cavalry. So Team Royal Spartans have now made a call to go and just cut the base.
Yeah,
It can be a base race, and we have to keep in mind that if Bojacob wins this cavalry duel, which he's going to, he can decap, and there's nothing to decap on the side of, well, there's just 1 unit of infantry.
Wow, this is an amazing game. If the Praetorians pull this out, this is going to be like a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's a base race, and Batch is pretty much even. It's 299 to 301. That's so damn close. There's still Kiwi there, but he can be killed by Bojacob's cavalry. Though Bojacob's cavalry is nearly dead, and Kiwi's unit is full HP, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. Maybe he still has scout troops. I don't see anything being put down even if I press space. So maybe he's out of scout troops.
Red Duke still has some leftover cavalry, so he can still pull off a small decap if needs be, but I think they're trying to...
Yeah, but one thing that
here we go.
Team Royal Spartans have going for them are archers that are not separated. It's not protecting Barosh right now. It's a huge positional mistake. Okay, Bojacob has now lost one of his cavalry. If he loses his general, he isn't, the Hunt can rout him. But there's still Jojo with Fear. Fear he will rout him.
I think Bojacob might just win this. I think if he gets to decap, I think they win. Yeah. And the archer is not going in the circle. They have an archer player who's not going into cap.
Yeah, but Redick is going in. Redick is going in. He can decap some as well. It's a huge blob of infantry over here that he can decap. He's charging in right now.
Yeah. They need to chase. I don't think he's gonna get there in time. I don't think he's faster.
Kiwi is going. Kiwi can decap, but they're running away. King English is going to deploy his Testudos very closely.
Oh, will he get there in time? Oh my god!
That won't deal damage. The Team Royal Spartans failed the cap. There's just slight mislay of not protecting Barosh there. Barosh going somewhere away from his team. He couldn't go into the cap. He was cut off by cavalry. Jojo didn't use his fear properly. Maybe his Mitiades was dead, but he could have used phalanx to prevent cavalry from decapping. Just the slight mistakes landed them in the 3rd place match.
I can't believe their tactic is working. All they've got is go forward, go through the enemy. The Praetorians, all they're doing, the Team Praetorian, all they're doing is like go forward through the enemy. And it seems to be working. So it's amazing.
That was an insane battle. Like just my heart is pounding from the excitement. Holy crap! Wow.
I can't believe that Kazov who got back to decap. I was like, is he gonna get nuked? Like he's got 2 cavalry left, and yet he got. I think that was he definitely I think helped with the win because they Royal Spartans were forward in capping power. So and Kazov decapped I think 3 times if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just where individual skill kicked in. Like maybe
Yeah.
Team Royal Spartans definitely in this battle had better team coordination, but in a mode like that, like the team they made a correct call. They had faster units, they had man advantage, so it was a good call to go back. But just a slight misplay in the cavalry duel that allowed Bojacob to decap, a slight misplay in preventing Bojacob from decapping once they got into there. Small misplay with Barush going somewhere he shouldn't have gone to.
I think at some point, I think for the Praetorians, the very good thing was that SUNTZU decided to abandon defending his archers because they were getting nuked anyways, and went to support Nikolai, give him a little bit of buffs. And I think that if you ask me, that was kind of the turning point, because all of a sudden with all of those buffs on King Nikolai, the trooper, they could start swinging properly and finishing everyone literally just through brute power. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. I've called it that this Roman infantry has still a lot of power. There's still a lot of potential, and the Team Royal Spartans didn't collapse. They didn't execute their pincer maneuver fast enough. They got caught in the middle somehow by Roman infantry, which is the slowest, but they managed to get caught. I've praised the team coordination, and now I've been analyzing it even more thoroughly. It doesn't seem like the team coordination was there. I mean, it was still better than Team Praetorians, I think, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
No, they had their overall plan was good, but when it come down to the implementation, when it come down to the actual execution and that split second, it didn't seem that clicked with them. You know, sometimes you think you have your plan and you're overexcited and commit and over rush and miss. Like Redu completely missed his charge on the javelins there and didn't finish off Tetite. What happened? Did he get silenced? Did he not? It wasn't clear, but
yeah. But in these battles, like when the skill is so high from both teams, just those slightless details will matter so much. It's very exciting to see such a thing. Okay, how about we do some interviews, because that battle, that match, entire match, deserves a proper interview. Holy crap!
I agree.
Okay, let's get an interview with King Nikolai, the captain of the winning team.
Just before we start, I'll just say I think he's wild by now. So just
maybe his heart stops racing because my heart is racing, and I'm just casting it. Imagine what is going through their heads during that battle. But yeah. I'm just going to mute the stream for a brief second so that their private conversations aren't leaked. We are going to get an interview, and then we are going to the third place match that gives Team Naked Fanatics and Team Royal Spartans some time to prepare for the third place match, and then we'll have a grand final between Team Praetorians and Team Cataphracts.